Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be trapping minnows and shad along with suckers if we can catch them as well. And I'm going to show y'all how I catch them and my tank set up for raising them and stuff. And then I'm going to tell you about how I use them for catfish and bass as well. Hey man, you the guy? Man, you got them. Ain't nobody in town got none of them right now. I've been looking all over the place for them. What else you got? Man, you got them pre-packaged and everything. That's the way I like my product. All I got, ain't got to cut it or nothing. Already packaged up and ready to go. Ain't even nobody else got none like it. Man, you the only one that does that. FBI, open up! We finally made it back to the spot where we're going to be trapping the minnows. The creek here runs from left to right. And then there's a slack spot right here in front of me with a deep hole that runs from about right here all the way down to here. So we're going to set 2 traps here, one there, and then just one right here. And I got about a half a cup of dog food and I divided it amongst both traps. Let's go ahead and get them set. And I try to face the openings in them, going up and downstream, like so. And I have them tied to the bank where they can't float off. We'll readjust this one a little bit. And we'll come back tomorrow and I'll show y'all what I have. Alright guys, it's the next day. And before we set these traps, I want to explain my setup for carrying them back to the house. I have a just a basic little minnow bucket, but I have one of these little baby bubble boxes. It's just a little battery powered aerator that you can get at a Academy. I think I got mine for like $5 or $6. But let's go ahead and pull these traps out and see if we caught anything. Oh, looks like we caught a lot in this one. Go ahead and get them transferred. Alright, now that we got those, let's check this other trap and see how many we caught in it. Looks like we caught a few, but not as many. Now these big ones like this, they either like to keep and freeze whole or just hook them behind that dorsal fin for catching catfish, and also largemouth bass will still eat them. Even smaller bass up to about like a pound, I even catch them. But looks like I got about 2 or 3 dozen caught. And we'll get these back to the house and I'll show y'all the setup there of how I keep them alive and raise them. So we're back at the house. One thing I like to do before I put any shads or minnows in the tank outside with my other ones is I like to purge them, because if not, it'll make your water really dirty if you just put them straight in there. So usually I purge them for 24 hours. You can get by with 12, but I just like leaving them in for 24 hours. I think it's a little better. But we're going to transfer them into this little cooler I have here. It's just a little lunchbox cooler I use. And I'll put them in there, and then I'll put my aerator, I move the little battery powered one into it as well. That way they're still getting oxygen and stuff. And the water I use is, we actually have well water, but I wouldn't recommend tap water because it could probably kill them. I'm gonna go ahead and get all these transferred over, and then I'll get right back with y'all. We have all of them transferred into this one now. Everything looks still lively and healthy. They're all kind of grouped up in that corner right now because it's real shady and they like that. But usually just try to keep the lid covered to keep the water temperature about the same. And also going to explain how I like to freeze them for using later on. Whenever in the summertime it's harder to get a bunch of these shiners, shad, minnows and stuff like that. And also it looks like I caught a little bullhead here. Let's see if I can't get him out and show you guys. He's a small one. But those guys are really good to use for catfish bait as well. It's a lot of the flatheads and channel cats and even big blues like them. So now that I've showed how I keep them in the cooler to purge them and stuff, I'm going to show y'all how I like to freeze them. That way you got them during later on in the year when it's harder to get baits, especially live baits that is, and keeping them alive. So what I usually do is I take got just little quart bags here, little freezer bags, and I'll put about 4 or 5 of these in here in a bag, and I'll take them straight out of the water and just put them in one of these bags and get all the air and water out I can, and put them straight in the freezer and just fold them on their shelves like that. That way it keeps them fresher, because if you don't put them in real fresh like that, they'll get real mushy on you and they're just hard to keep on a hook. But one good thing about keeping them like this is you can take several of them, like 3 or 4 packs with you, throw them in your tackle box, or if you got a little cooler you can take with you, you can put them in that, keep a couple of them frozen while you're letting some others defrost. And it doesn't take as long for them to defrost like this as well when you keep little water as possible on them. And then the next thing I show y'all is I'm going to go out to the minnow tank and then take y'all to it. And one thing I also forgot to say about the little aerator I have, it runs on 2 AA batteries, and I think it runs for about 12 hours. So I do come out and check it, make sure it's still good before I call it a night and go inside. And also with these, one other thing is you can wrap these in newspaper as well, like wrap the bags in newspaper, and it'll extend the freezer life of them. But I'll catch y'all out there at the minnow tank. We made it out here to the shop. I'm gonna show y'all this tank setup. It's actually a mineral tub that we use for our cows. What the mineral comes in, it's just cleaned out really well. It's probably, I'd say about 25 gallons, but I only got it probably filled up to about 20. So I just went to Walmart and basically bought a little aerator stone. This one I think is about an 18-inch one. And then I got some of the little aquatic plants to put in there. Them are just all artificial. A lot of the shiners like to stay around them. And had only got about a dozen or so in there right now. And then also have this this filter here. I think it was rated for around 20 to 25 gallons. So I got it set up as well. Now what I used to feed them is just regular old fish food. I feed them only about twice a week. I also change the water about once a week, but so far it seems to stay really clear for the most part. And I haven't had any die on me or anything like that. They all seem to be doing pretty healthy. Now as far as raising them, you can put a red Solo cup in there, just with a little bit of gravel in it to keep it down, laying on its side. And they'll raise in that, but so far I haven't really tried raising any in this tank yet because of the size of the tank. I want to upgrade to something like a small deep freeze. That way I can keep it sealed, and during the summer months keep the water temperature cooler, because if not, when they're in something like this, whenever it gets real hot out, the water will too, and they all start dying on you. But that's pretty well it for this video. I'll see y'all on the next one. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that video if you're still awake. I hope it wasn't too long-winded or boring on that. But we're still going to try to improve as we go on these videos, because like I said, I ain't no professional, but I'm still learning. But I'd like to thank y'all for watching, and for y'all that's still new to the channel, like and subscribe, and you can comment too. I'll answer you on there.